And welcome. We'll call the meeting to order. Welcome board members, staff, appellates, and citizens to the May 14th Mishawaka Board of Zoning Appeals. Introduction of my staff. To the right, we have Donna Burkhart, our administrative planner. Next to Donna, we have Shad Annis, our associate planner. To my left, Krista Hill, our senior planner. Derek Spear, our city planner. And in the front row over here on my left is David Bent, our legal counsel. Thank you all for coming tonight. Donna, would you please call for the roll?
Here. Here. Here.
Here. Chris Doherty.
Here. And with all of us here, the rules are up on the board, and I believe, yep, to my right and to the left. Just as a note, we do all of our speaking at the podium. That way we can have it recorded and on the live stream. And if you would, when you come up, please have your name and address there so Donna can put that in the books. If it's something that's hard to spell, if you could spell it for her, that would be very, very helpful. Patience for those attending online. Sometimes we have some people attending online, and it makes these types of meetings a little bit messy, but we'll work through it, I'm sure. So first, we'll hear a presentation by the appellate. For each item, we'll ask those participating in the room to speak first, followed by those participating online. And then we'll hear from those who wish to speak in favor of the appeal, and then those who wish to speak against the appeal. If you have general questions that you want to get answered, I suggest you come up during the against the appeal and have those questions. Then we'll accumulate all of those questions, and we'll have a right of rebuttal by the appellate. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing, and then we'll have a board discussion and a board vote. The previous month's minutes, April, were distributed. Were there any corrections or additions to those minutes? Nope. Hearing none. All those in favor of approving those minutes say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So those previous month's minutes pass. Is there any conflict of interest for the board members on any items in the agenda tonight? No. So that brings us to the first item, which is Appeal 24-09. Appeal submitted by Storage of America requesting a developmental variance for 58371 Fur Road, Mishawaka, Indiana, to allow a reduction in residential separation. Is there somebody here to speak on Appeal 24-09?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Tom Fitzpatrick with Storage of America. I'm Vice President of Development. The address for the company is 4225 West 62nd Street in Indianapolis, Indiana. And we are proposing a storage facility on the entire site, but not currently constructed all in one phase. We are considering a phase one of about 70,000 square feet right off the bat with probably about 600 units. And everything in the first phase would be north of the proposed easement, right away, however you want to define it, that is for utility corridor, also for travel, in case of future needs for the industrial subdivision to the west. I forget the name of that, Derek. Do you know what the
name of the street?
What's that?
St. Jerome Street is the name of the street.
Yeah, St. Jerome Street. So, but we've been talking back and forth with the city on that, just to make sure that there's either an easement there or something so that utilities could get down through there. So as part of the application, it was discovered that we needed to get a variance from the residential mobile home park and us. I think it's 150 feet, and we're going to be basically 60 feet away, right away to right away, even though the buildings are quite a bit farther apart than that. So, but I think we obtained approval of the use here back last year, and now we're moving forward with construction documents. This would be the first phase, and it was discovered that we needed this variance. So I'm here to answer any questions that you may have or the public may have.
I have a question. Can you talk about the buffer between the property and the adjacent homes? What's,
There's a current right-of-way there, road right-of-way, Fur Road or Bikert Road, if I'm pronouncing that correct. So you have, pavement, basically a road with traffic on it. We are trying to keep a little bit of a setback there and having our building, trying to keep a setback off of the road, so before the unit. But we use what is commonly referred to in our industry as a fortress arrangement for security purposes, where the back of that building would be up against that. Now, we have in the past put like some sort of a brick facade on those units that are facing a residential portion like that. So we would offer that as an alternative to the steel back, which you normally see, but it'd be more like a brick, common brick. We go anywhere from white to, common red brick. And there'd also be some landscaping in there. I don't have a landscaping plan here, but we would get a landscaping plan together for the community. Is it part of, oh, there it is, part of the application. Thank you. So there's a significant amount of landscaping that we're proposing right there. And that is a building right there, yeah. So we would propose a brick facade on those two buildings facing the road. And those are the only two buildings that I believe that are right in that right-of-way, or that 150 feet.
okay, any other questions on this appeal presentation?
Will customers have 24/7 access to the storage
No.
units?
No, it's locked down from about 9 PM to 6 AM in the morning. Used to be 10, but we cut that hour back to 9, so just for security purposes. I think it shows a kiosk on there. We may be moving away from the kiosk and just going with like the QC code that you have out there for the minutes and stuff, going to something like that so somebody can just run it right on their phone and talk to a live person. That's an industry-wide thing that's going through the storage industry. As online stuff, it's so much easier than that. But we also have security cameras inside the site and things like that for people to make sure that they're in and out in the right amount of time. And it's fenced with a security fence with burglar alarms and things of that nature for motion detectors and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, and I would add that was considered previously, and what we're talking about tonight is just reducing that to 60 feet. Pardon me?
Reducing the setback.
50 feet for the setback?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, what we're talking about tonight is the appeal for just the
Right.
setback.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Oh, yep, Mr. Compton.
Thank you, Mr. Fitzpatrick. I wasn't here before, so excuse me for, but you are, now you're asking, you got your proper zoning, and now you're asking for the variance so you can sit closer to the properties, to the homeowners. Lighting.
lighting?
I would think that you have significant amount of lighting here for security purposes, and I would want you to have that. But is it going to infringe now that we would allow you to be closer to the homes?
No,
Into their backyard? I mean, are they directed?
they're directed downward. We're actually putting shields on them too. Kind of like the lighting that's underneath here. It sits up about eye level and it's directed right down to the pavement. Usually every about 50 feet, there's one, and it provides just the minimum amount for fire safety and for personnel safety.
Sure.
And things of that nature. So, but it's not really bright light shining up or directed out. It's all directed downwards.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your presentation. Is there anybody else in the room wishing to speak in favor of Appeal 24-09? Is there anybody online wishing to speak in favor of Appeal 24-09? Hearing none, is there anybody in the room wishing to speak in opposition to Appeal 24-09? Is there anybody online wishing to speak against Appeal 24-09? Okay, hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. And is there any discussions that need to be had by the board members? If not, I'll take a motion on Appeal 24-09.
I move that we approve Appeal 24-09.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Mike Compton,
Yes.
Adam Gersbauer,
Yes.
Joel Dendu,
Yes.
Denise Graves,
Yes.
Chris Torty.
Yes, and Appeal 24-09 passes. Thank you. Brings us to the next item on the agenda, Appeal 24-11. An appeal submitted by Dave Pixley requesting a developmental variance for 2111 East LaSalle, Mishawaka, Indiana, to allow for an oversized accessory building. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Evening.
Dave Pixley. I own 2111 East LaSalle Avenue. I'm actually applying for a outbuilding at 24 by 40, oversized accessory building. Height would be 12-foot walls. Peak would be within the 15-foot requirement still, but square footage obviously exceeds the standard 720 square foot, so that's why I'm here.
Great. Thanks for coming. Has it been built yet?
No,
No? Okay. So you did this the right way.
trying.
Great. Is there any other questions for Mr. Pixley? Oh, Mr. Compton.
Mr. Pixley, tell me what you're going to do. It says accessory, I think what did it say, accessory building?
Accessory building.
Yeah, tell me what you're going to do with this building.
Our house doesn't have a basement, and the attic doesn't have very much usable space. So as far as storage goes, if we want to stay in that house, I just find it, we're naturally growing.
Right,
you know,
understand.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
young man who collects stuff like I did when I was young. so
absolutely.
I get it.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't, so.
No, I get it. Do you do any business work out of there? Do you have a home business or anything?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is just for personal use.
Yeah.
Very good, thank you.
I have a question.
Oh, yep.
Mr. Pixley, do you have a drive that goes back there then, or is it just going to be gravel, or is it going to be cement, or?
My drive stops at the left side of the picture, about halfway through the house. I don't know if you can see it through there, but as of right now, there's no gravel or there's anything, but it won't be, there won't be cars primarily traveling back and forth. It would just more so be like like I said, emergency storage
Storage.
kind of deal, so.
Okay, thank
There
you.
will be cars to and from, but very minimally, to the point where it wouldn't be an everyday, driving back there, but.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hey, thanks for your presentation.
No problem.
Is there anybody else in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of Appeal 24-11? Hearing none, is there anybody in the room wishing to speak in opposition to Appeal 24-11? Anybody online wishing to speak in opposition of Appeal 24-11? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing, and I will take a motion on 24-11.
I make a motion to approve appeal number 2411.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Mike Compton,
Yes,
Adam Gersbauer,
Yes.
Joel Dendu,
Yes.
Denise Graves,
Yes.
Chris Torty.
Yes, and Appeal 24-11 passes. Thank you. Brings us to the next item on the agenda, Appeal 24-12. An appeal submitted by Kimber Sorensen Brugge requesting a developmental variance for 4312 Cottage Avenue, Mishawaka, Indiana, to allow for a reduced rear yard setback for a deck. Hi.
Good evening. My name is Don Olson, and this is my wife Nancy, and we're here on behalf of our daughter, Kimber Sorensen Brugge. She wants to add an addition to her deck that's already attached to the house. And the problem is there's a code in the residential R1 district, and it's 137-166, where there's a rear building setback limit of 25 feet. Well, the addition to this deck that she wants to add on to the deck that's already there is going to violate that section, section 4. It'll violate it by about 4 or 5 feet. And she also shares a property line with American Electric Power. And we have a letter, and it should be in your packet of information from American Electric Power, stating that there's no problem with this. They see no issues of any kind. And there's a copy of the drawing in your packet that shows, yep, that's the letter, that shows the violation that there's going to be. So that's what we're attempting to do. Yes.
Sounds good. Are there any questions? Has this started yet?
They have ripped up the old deck boards. They've taken off the steps. They're waiting for the new material to arrive. And that's as far as they've gotten.
And is this done by a contractor?
Yes, it's done by a licensed contractor.
Great. And I see you worked with the staff, and the staff of the city recommends approval for this as well. So thank you for doing that. Is there any other questions? No other questions? Thank you for the presentation.
Okay.
Is there anybody else in the room wishing to speak in favor of Appeal 24-12 in the room or online? Hearing none, is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition to Appeal 24-12? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing, and I'll take a motion on Appeal 24-12.
I make a motion to approve 24-12.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Mike Compton,
Yes.
Adam Gersbauer,
Yes.
Joel Dindu,
Yes.
Denise Graves,
Yes.
Chris Torty.
Yes, and Appeal 24-12 passes. Moving right along, that brings us to the next item, Appeal 24-13. An appeal submitted by David Kindley requesting a developmental variance for 1521 Tremont Drive, Mishawaka, Indiana, to allow for a reduced yard setback for a fence on a double frontage lot. Hi,
Good evening. I'm just looking to replace an existing 6-foot.
can we get your name and address real quick? It's for Donna.
It's David Kinley, 1521 Tremont Drive. Yeah, I'm just looking to replace an existing 6-foot privacy fence. I guess somewhere along the line, since these houses were built, because there's a road behind, it's called double frontage, and it now has a 25-foot setback instead of 0-foot setback. So I need a variance from 25 to 0 foot in order to replace the fence.
I grew up right across the street from you. Long time ago.
Across Tremont?
Yeah, on
Gotcha.
Tremont. Thank you. Is there questions? Has this fence started yet?
No, I'm waiting for
Okay, great.
variance.
Thank you for your presentation. Is there anybody else in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of 24-13? Hearing none, is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition to Appeal 24-13? Then we'll close the public hearing, and I'll take a motion on 24-13.
I make a motion to approve Appeal 24-13.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Mike Compton,
Yes.
Adam Gersbauer,
Yes.
Joel Dindu,
Yes.
Denise Graves.
Yes.
Chris Torty.
Yes, and Appeal 24-13 passes. Thank you. Next, we have Appeal 24-14, an appeal submitted by Stephen and Jolyn Miller requesting a developmental variance for 1006 West Battelle Street, Mishawaka, Indiana, to allow for a reduced rear yard setback for an addition. Hi.
Hi, Stephen and Joellen Miller, 1006 West Battelle Street. So first of all, we're thrilled to be new neighbors in, I believe it's called the Oaks, which there's plenty of, and great neighbors and great neighborhood. So and the house is really good, but it needs some upgrades. It only has one bathroom upstairs, and laundry room is at the far end. You go down the stairs and towards the front of the house, and then you go all the way to the back of the house to the laundry room. So it's a bit of a hike, our addition would just simply give enough space for a full bath and small utility room and breezeway going out to a garage, which it's already a stall and a half, but we want to extend that to a full two-stall garage so we can use that wonderful alley, the paved alley that Mishawaka has back behind, and have access with both cars. We will obviously improve the looks of everything back there as well. And we feel that it'll, as stated in our appeal, would improve the value of the property, also the the overall look of the place in the back, especially, and also, get us, a place to park off street, so it would allow more parking for those that don't have any kind of access other than that. So I think it's a plus for the neighborhood, and that's it.
Sounds good. Nice presentation. Any
Okay.
questions for the Millers? Mr. Compton.
Mr. Miller, thank you very much. So we did hear from a neighbor, questioning this and asking questions about it. So you're a new homeowner there, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so the previous homeowner, it appears, had one beauty shop in there. You're not going to be doing that.
Oh, that's not us. Well, I don't know. I know a neighbor does hair, yeah.
Okay, but that's not the house that you're purchasing.
No, I don't think anyone before us had anything
Okay.
like that, but,
All right. Your intention is to park in the back, and that was a concern from the neighbors, that there is a lot of, that this will alleviate that. So they
Right.
were pleased to hear that, so.
yeah, sure.
Okay, well, thank you.
Sounds good. Any other questions? Thank you for your presentation.
Okay.
Is there anybody else in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of Appeal 24-14? Is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition of Appeal 24-14? We'll close the public hearing, and I'll ask for a motion on 24-14.
Make a motion to approve variance request for 2414.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Mike Compton,
Yes.
Adam Gersbauer,
Yes.
Joel Dindu,
Yes.
Denise Graves,
Yes.
Chris Torty.
Yes, and Appeal 24-14 passes. Thank you. Rolling right along, we got our last item here, Appeal 24-15, an appeal submitted by Ryan Flora requesting a developmental variance for 705 Geyer Avenue, Mishawaka, Indiana, to allow for a reduced exterior side yard setback for a fence. Hi.
Yes, good evening.
How are you?
Ryan Flora, 705 Geyer Avenue.
Perfect. Tell us about your
I'm just
project.
trying to get a 3-foot variance from the sidewalk on Geyer
Okay.
to build a privacy fence for my kids and my dog.
Sounds good. Has this
It will
start-
be 10 foot off the driveway also.
Okay. 3-foot exterior. And have you started the project yet? No. Okay.
I was waiting.
Okay. All right, just checking.
No problem.
Anybody else? Questions?
This looks very similar to the house on the other side of the block, is that correct?
Yeah, right across the street, yeah.
Okay.
And theirs is 3 foot, I believe, too, off the sidewalk.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks for your
All right, thank you.
presentation. Is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of Appeal 24-15? Hearing none, is there anybody online or in the room wishing to speak in opposition to Appeal 24-15? Close the public hearing, and I'll take a motion on 24-15.
I make a motion to approve 24-15.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Mike Compton,
Yes.
Adam Gersbauer,
Yes.
Joel Dindu,
Yes.
Denise Graves,
Yes.
Chris Torty.
Yes, and Appeal 24-15 passes. Thank you. Is there any old business? Mr.
None.
City planner? New?
None.
Privilege of the floor. Does anybody have anything to talk about that's not on the agenda tonight, in the room or online? Hearing none, I'll call for an adjournment.
So moved.
We're adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.